The ground trembled as Goliath stepped forward, towering, unstoppable, terrifying. "Send me a man," he roared, his voice echoing across the valley. Day after day he mocked Israel, insulting their army, challenging their God. Fear gripped the camp. Soldiers whispered, hearts pounding, hands shaking. No one dared to move. Even the bravest warriors stepped back. Then a young shepherd arrived. David. He heard the giant's voice, and something rose within him. Not fear, but boldness. "Who is this uncircumcised Philistine," he said, "that he should defy the armies of the living God?" While others saw a giant. Studio David and Goliath, full 6-minute VOICOVR. Every day, the armies gathered, two sides, standing face to face. But no battle began. Because every day, a giant stepped forward, mocking, shouting, challenging anyone to fight him. And every day, no one moved. He was unlike anything they had ever seen. Massive, powerful, unshakable. His armor gleamed in the sun. His voice echoed across the valley. He was a warrior, trained from his youth, a man built for battle. His name was Goliath. The soldiers of Israel. They were not weak. They were trained, experienced, prepared for war. But when they looked at the giant, they saw something else. They saw defeat. Fear spread through the camp. Not just fear of losing, but fear of trying. Day after day, the challenge continued. And day after day, no one stepped forward. Then, a young shepherd arrived, not wearing armor, not carrying a sword, just a boy, bringing food to his brothers. His name was David. As he walked through the camp, he noticed something was wrong. The silence, the tension, the fear, and then he heard it. The voice of the giant. Loud, mocking, defiant. But something was different about David. Where others saw a giant, he saw a man, defying God. "Who is this?" he asked, that he should speak like this. The soldiers were shocked. How could he not be afraid? Didn't he understand what stood before him? But David was not focused on the size of the giant. He was focused on the power of God. "I will fight him." The words felt impossible. Some laughed, others doubted. But David did not step back. Because his confidence did not come from strength. It came from faith. So no, he stood on the battlefield. On one side, a giant, armored, armed, unstoppable. On the other side, a shepherd boy, with nothing but a sling and a few stones. Goliath looked at him and laughed. A boy, he mocked him, insulted him. But David stood firm. "You come to me with sword and spear," David said, "but I come to you in the name of the Lord." Then suddenly, everything moved. David ran forward, not away, but toward the giant. He reached into his bag, took out a stone, placed it in his sling, and began to spin it. Faster and faster. The moment was here. Then he released it. The stone flew, cutting through the air, straight toward its target. No hesitation, no doubt, just pray. And in a single moment, everything changed. The giant stopped. Silence filled the valley. And then he fell. The ground shook. Dust rose into the air. And the impossible had just happened. The giant was down, not by strength, not by armor, not by size, but by faith. The soldiers stood in shock. Then suddenly, joy erupted. Victory had come from the most unexpected place. And David, he stood there, calm, because for him, this battle was never about the giant. It was about trust. It was about faith. It was about knowing that no matter how big the challenge is, you are never alone. This is not just a story of a boy and a giant. It is a reminder that fear can look overwhelming, that challenges can seem impossible, but faith changes everything, because the same God who stood with David still stands with you. And no matter how big your giant is, it can fall too.